You're probably doing something right now that quietly benefits wealthy people more than it benefits you. And the unsettling part is that it feels completely normal while it's happening. Now picture this for a second. It's a random weekday morning. You wake up, check your phone, scroll past headlines about the stock market, inflation, and layoffs, then rush to get ready for work. You do what you're supposed to do. You show up, you put in the hours, you get paid. And somewhere deep down, you assume that if you keep repeating this long enough, stability and wealth will eventually follow. But what if the very structure you're relying on is designed to keep you exactly where you are? Here's the bold reality most people never confront. The biggest gap between the wealthy and everyone else is not intelligence, luck, or effort. It's the system their money lives inside. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The question is simple, but uncomfortable. Are you working for your money, or is your money working against you? For years, I studied how the wealthiest people actually organize their finances. Not the flashy stuff you see on social media, not the yachts, the private jets, or the luxury homes. That's all noise. What matters is the invisible machinery running underneath, the quiet system that turns money into something alive, something that grows, multiplies, and compounds whether they're awake or asleep. And here's what surprised me the most. This system isn't hidden in Swiss bank vaults. It isn't reserved for elite insiders. It's hiding in plain sight, and almost nobody talks about it. The reason you don't notice it is because the default money system you were given keeps you too busy to look. Let me explain it this way. There are essentially two financial worlds operating at the same time. Most people live in the first one without ever realizing there's a second option. The first system is the one built around trading time for money. You work a job, you get a paycheck, and that paycheck becomes the center of your entire financial life. Everything depends on it. Your rent or mortgage, your groceries, your gas, your bills, your sense of security. On paper, it can even look impressive. Let's say you earn $100, $1,000 a year. That sounds like success. That sounds like you made it. But then reality steps in. Taxes take a big bite. Housing costs drain another chunk. Food, transportation, insurance, subscriptions, and emergencies quietly finish the job. That $100, $1,000 disappears faster than you expect. And next year you do it again. And the year after that. And the year after that. You're running harder, but you're not moving forward. This is what I call the treadmill economy. Motion without progress, effort without escape. Now here's where things change. The people who build real wealth figured out something most never do. There's a second system running alongside the first. And once you understand it, the behavior of the wealthy suddenly makes sense. This second system is built around what I call the cash flow loop. And I'm going to break it down so simply that you'll wonder why nobody explained it to you this way before. It has 3 stages, and every wealthy individual, family, and institution uses some version of it. Stage 1 is the gateway. This is where money comes in. But unlike the paycheck-only model, income here doesn't rely on a single source. It can come from a business, investments, dividends, rental income, or multiple streams at once. The key isn't how much comes in at first. The key is that it isn't fragile. It's diversified. This is where the first major difference appears. When most people receive money, they immediately attach it to their lifestyle. The money hits the account, and mentally it's already spent. Rent, car payments, dinners out, upgrades, vacations. Spending becomes automatic. It feels justified because you worked for it. Wealthy people interrupt this process. They don't wait to see what's left over. They intercept the money before lifestyle expenses ever touch it. This is critical. They don't necessarily live cheaper lives. They simply redirect the flow first. That brings us to stage 2, the multiplication engine. This is where money stops being just money and starts becoming a tool. A portion of every dollar that comes in, often between 10 and 40%, gets routed directly into assets designed to produce returns. This could be real estate, index funds, stocks, business reinvestment, or dividend-paying assets. The exact vehicle matters less than the function. The function is simple. The asset must generate more money. And here's the part most people intellectually understand but emotionally ignore. When you invest $100 $1,000 and it earns a 10% return, you just created $10 $1,000 without working an extra hour. No meetings, no overtime, no commute. But because that money shows up as a number on a screen, it doesn't feel real. So people ignore it. They spend their paycheck and mentally separate it from their investments. Wealthy individuals do the opposite. They treat investment returns as active participants in their system. That leads to stage 3, the feedback loop. This is where the system becomes powerful, invisible, and unstoppable. Instead of pulling the returns out to spend them, they reinvest them. The profits go straight back into the multiplication engine. Now you have more money producing returns, which creates even more money to reinvest next time. This is compounding, and it's the closest thing to a financial cheat code that exists. It's why time matters more than talent. While you're sleeping, your money is working. While you're on vacation, your money is still showing up. After 10 years, then 20, then 30, the system develops momentum. At that point, the person is no longer dependent on their paycheck. They're no longer dependent on their time. The loop runs on its own. You might be thinking this sounds great in theory, but impossible in real life. Maybe you're telling yourself you don't earn enough, that investing is for people with excess money. But this isn't really a money problem. It's a systems problem. Research consistently shows that the average person spends about 95% of what they earn. Not because they're irresponsible, but because they're reactive. Money comes in, bills go out, whatever remains gets spent. There's no structure, no interception point. People who build wealth, even those who started with nothing, do one thing differently. They automate the interception. Before the money ever reaches their spending account, a portion is automatically routed into investments. They never see it. They never debate it. They never rely on willpower. Here's a real example. Someone earning $50,000 a year might feel like investing is out of reach. But if that person automated just $5,000 per year, 10%, into a low-cost index fund, something interesting happens. In year 1, it's $5,000. By year 5, with modest returns, it grows to around $27,000. By year 10, roughly $60,000. By year 20, more than $150,000. And by year 30, over $500,000. No raise required, no second job, no risky bets, just a system and time. This is what keeps most people stuck on the treadmill. Not lack of intelligence, lack of structure. They hope instead of build. And here's the part that should genuinely bother you. If this system is so effective, why isn't it taught everywhere? Why don't schools focus on it? Why isn't it common knowledge? The answer is uncomfortable. Because the modern economy depends on you not doing this. Banks profit from your debt. Credit card companies earn interest from your balances. Retail businesses need constant consumption. Entire industries rely on people working jobs they dislike to afford things they don't need. If everyone understood the cash flow loop, the balance of power would shift. The advantage would shrink. So it stays quiet. Not hidden, just unspoken. But here's the empowering truth. This system isn't exclusive. It's not locked behind paywalls or secret networks. It's learnable. The only thing separating most people from it is awareness. So here's what you do. Starting now. First, audit your money flow. For the next 30 days, track every dollar that comes in and goes out. No judgment, just observation. Most people are shocked by what they discover. Second, identify your interception point. Look at your income and calculate 10%. That's your starting number. Choose something simple that generates returns. Complexity is the enemy here. Third, automate it and step away. This is the hardest and most important part. You don't touch it. You don't panic during market drops. You don't stop when life gets busy. You let the loop run. After a few months, you stop noticing the missing money. After a few years, you start noticing the growth. And one day you wake up and realize your job is no longer your lifeline. Your money is working. The loop is alive. The cash flow loop isn't magic. It's a system. And systems favor those who build them early. The real question isn't whether this works. It's whether you'll start. Tomorrow morning, do one thing. Track your money for a single day. Once you see it clearly, you can change it. And that's when everything shifts. If you're ready to learn more hidden money systems like this, like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment about what's stopping you from starting. I'll see you next time.